Hello everyone, Darren Eastman here, Product Manager for GitLab Runner. Today I'll spend some time reviewing a few of the key issues that we're working to deliver in the 12.9 release. The first issue I want to draw your attention to is issue number 4119, the job marked a success when it terminates midway in Kubernetes issue. As you may know, we have been working on this issue for the past few release milestones. However, we're at a point now where we do expect to ship a solution for this issue in 12.9. This is the issue with the Kubernetes executor, where a job marked a success terminates during execution and incorrectly reports that it is successfully completed. The approach for solving this bug is that we will no longer be using kubeexec to execute scripts. Kubeexec does not allow for differentiating between a script that exited correctly versus one that exited due to a connection issue. So the open MR number 775, will implement the use of kubeattach. Kubeattach is a kube command option for attaching to a process that is already running inside an existing container. So with kubeattach, we can execute scripts through the main shell that is keeping the container alive, as well as send standard input to the running process. So this is the approach then that we're taking to resolve this issue, whose roots are tied to how kubeexec handles script errors that have failed due to connection issues. The other issue that I want to draw your attention to, and it's related to the work we're doing to resolve 4119, is issue number 3247. And this is the error dialing backend issue, specifically with the Google Kubernetes engine. A quick recap of this bug. On GKE, users have reported from time to time that the GitLab Runner will generate an error, job failed system failure, error dialing backend. We have been able to reproduce this bug, and I found that there are two scenarios in which this bug can occur. Scenario number one, we execute a command inside of a container, and during command execution, which in these cases are typically long-running commands, the container becomes unreachable. Since we're currently using kubeexec to execute a command inside a container, the proposed change MR1775 to address issue 4119 should address this scenario for this error that users are experiencing. The second scenario that can also generate the error the users are reporting here in the bug description is related to when GKE marks a pod for eviction. If a pod is marked for eviction and we issue a command against that pod, then Kubernetes will respond with the error, as we can no longer connect to the pod since obviously it's marked for eviction. So for this second scenario, we're currently investigating the behavior in GKE as it relates to how GKE is handling some labeling that we apply to the cluster. So in short then, the merge request to resolve issue 4119, merge request 1775, will help us resolve the first scenario as it relates to the 3247 bug, and then we'll continue investigating the second scenario as well during the 12.9 release milestone. The other issue I want to call your attention to that we're working on in 12.9 is 1042. We have been working on this issue for a few release milestones. It's a feature that's had a high level of interest by the user community for some time now, as it addresses a key use case related to service discovery and network communication between dependent containers. For example, the job and services container. Today, we're using Docker's link flag for enabling communication between containers. So not only is this a deprecated feature, one of its limitations is that it only allows for one-way network communication. At this time, there is an open merge request that once completed will implement the capability that's been proposed here in issue 1042. The goal is for us to finally wrap the review of this community MR, specifically MR number 1569, so we can ship this feature in 12.9. The next issue I want to draw your attention to that we're working on in 12.9 is issue number 3376. This is actually a bug. It's the long-running jobs canceling the GitLab UI. Again, we've been working on this for the past few release milestones. However, as we're now starting to work on 12.9, we do have merge requests that are under review. So at this time, we're pretty confident we will finally be able to deliver a fix for this in the 12.9 release. As we mentioned in the issue description, the proposal that's being implemented by the related merge request is that instead of immediately terminating the process using sigkill and ignoring the result, we'll attempt to gracefully shut down the process by first sending sigterm, and only after a specific time or duration is expired, 10 minutes, will we then terminate the process using sigkill. So 3376, it's pretty close to getting over the finish line as we have an active merge request. Our goal is to get this shipped in 12.9. The other feature that we're also working on, that's also a rollover from from 12.8 that we had been working on in the 12.8 milestone and didn't quite complete, is issue number 4917, and this is around supporting graceful shutdown on Windows. As I described in a previous video, we are implementing a method for emulating SigPut on Windows. And so when this graceful shutdown feature finally ships, the runner will wait for all executed jobs to exit before the runner process itself terminates. Another bug that we're working to deliver in 12.9 is issue number 4450. And this bug has to do with an error that's generated that pretty much says job failure due to system failure, and no such container. This particular bug has proven to be quite challenging for us to reliably reproduce. The bug report indicates that the error occurs randomly and only for approximately 10% of the jobs. So our previous investigation, and for those of you that have been following along, you can see the history of the investigation in the actual issue itself. Our previous investigation into this bug included releasing a patch version of the runner that included additional debug statements. The goal of which was to determine if there's anything in the runner code that removes a container while it is still in use. We didn't find anything conclusive after reviewing the various log entries submitted by the user community after they implemented or tested the runner with a particular patch. Our approach then for 12.9 is to implement a retry mechanism in the code base. This basically means that we will retry each request sent to the Docker API where a response code of 404 is returned. For every 404 returned, we will print all of the container IDs that the runner has and all the container IDs that the container daemon has. So then this will allow us to save a snapshot of the current state. If the retry mechanism does not completely solve the bug, then the additional logs that we have by implementing this new retry mechanism and additional logging capability will hopefully provide us the data that we need to determine the root cause and come up with a final fix. Again, if this new solution doesn't in fact address the issue conclusively. Finally, in terms of new features, I want to draw your attention to a new feature and capability that we're releasing as an MVC in 12.9. And this is the ability to auto-scale GitLab Runner on AWS Fargate. So in 12.9, we'll be releasing the MVC of the AWS Fargate driver that's built using the GitLab Runner custom executor. This new AWS Fargate driver uses the Fargate run task action with the Fargate's launch time to create a task definition. So with this feature, users that manage their own GitLab shared runner fleet on AWS can now auto-scale GitLab runners on AWS Fargate. We plan to iterate on this feature in future releases, so we're looking forward to your feedback on this new capability. You can add your feedback directly here as a comment into this issue, or when this issue is released, you can add additional feedback as well directly as issues in the GitLab Runner project. So that's it for our 12.9 review. You can always follow along or add comments to any of the issues that we reviewed today. You can also drop me a note if you have any questions or want to provide additional feedback. And my email address is deastman@gitlab.com. Thank you and talk to you soon.